already on mTw to deal with.
So what's going to be different this game? So, is there a specific order in which people pick and ban? Like, I guess
It's the same
MT
order that you would do in regular captain's mode. So
Hmm.
the Radiant will receive the first pick to give Dire one hero, and then the Dire will receive 2 picks to give the Radiant, I think.
Do you think MTW will risk like what they were saying about Meepo?
Leave Meepo unbanned. I would be very excited to see that. So I'm going to say yes, regardless of whether I objectively think that it's going to happen. Just because I would love to see Meepo get through and actually be a part of one of these games. Because I think if MTW let Meepo go, Empire will give them Meepo. Like I don't think they'll blink twice and just be like, no, we'll pick him.
Meepo is really so bad. Well, I
So
don't
with
know
the
because
100% stat share, I'm not so sure, Mearis. I think the problem with Meepo is that he is such a fundamentally different game. Like playing Meepo is you're playing Defense of the Meepos. You're not playing Defense of the Ancients anymore. And so like if a pro were to want to like be the best Meepo in the world, like the amount of practice they would have to put in is
it's not.
vastly not worth it. Like it's not in any way worth it to practice
But I
Meepo
think
for
okay. But I
7,000
think
hours.
if the payoff was sufficient, pros would practice it. The
Yes, but
issue,
well, yes. I think if the payoff were if the upside were obviously great, then yes. But I think if the upside is like there is upside, but it's not in any way worthwhile for anyone to do it, then I think you'd still see them not do it. Keep in mind, some heroes are good and languish in obscurity for a while, like Darkseer. Nobody picked Darkseer, and then all of a sudden, everyone sort of simultaneously came to the conclusion, "Hey,
it's
Darkseer
not.
is the best hero in the game." Actually, so interesting. So they've left PL in, by the way. They've gone for 4 melee carry bans right off the bat. Take out the Alchemist, take out the Void, take out the Anti-Mage, take out the Spectre. And so Meepo is going. We are going to see if a team flinches. Who gets the Meepo?
Wow.
Actually, yeah, we're going to see who gets the Meepo. I think Empire is going to go ahead and give it to MTW, but I don't know. Yeah,
Wow.
this is a very significant first pick we're going to have here.
Dude, I'm calling it now. The team with Meepo loses.
Wow, that's bold. That's bold. I'm calling it now. I'm going to go for that. I think the team with Meepo will win. I think we're going to see some true Meepo.
No, you don't understand how bad Meepo is. Like,
So I know that statistically he's the worst hero by like several
since
standard
I'm in a
deviations.
PG-13 channel, I can't make an analogy that expresses how truly terrible
Uh,
Meepo is.
you can if you find a way to phrase it that's not racist, sexist, or in any
Yeah,
other
I
way
can.
flagrantly.
I
Okay,
can.
well,
So yeah,
I'm sorry
Meepo's
for your
just really
blinkered
bad.
imagination. I think we'll see Meepo, and I think we'll see Meepo excel. I'm gonna call it right now. That new Aghanims. The problem is that Meepo's not ever actually going to be able to afford the Aghanims that
Yes.
he needs, right? But you know, if he does, all right. So they give him Spirit Breaker.
Huh.
Definitely also bad. But now that leaves MTW open to give Empire Meepo. So
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
have to. They
Well,
have to.
Dutch Freak has practiced Meepo, so maybe they want the Meepo. Maybe they're like, yeah, give us Meepo.
Yeah, but at
I
this
don't
point,
think they can let it go too long though. Like I think if Meepo doesn't make it, like if they don't pick him in the first 3, he's definitely gonna get banned in the second ban phase. Like no doubt.
yeah, okay. So
So
you gotta give them Meepo though.
yeah, there's a limit to how much you're willing to sort of call the Meepo bluff, as it were. So they're gonna give Empire Sniper. They feel like Sniper is a sufficiently bad hero that they really want to just like give him away as soon as
He might
possible.
be sufficiently bad, but he's no Meepo.
I think he is. You know, I think he is. And they want to give away the high farm here. Is like I think MTW would rather be given Meepo back than given Sniper back. Like, yeah. And I mean, Meepo's like a natural mech carrier. He's a natural Vlad's carrier. Like, it's fine, Mearis. I
Uh,
won't stand for this
Slandering
Meepo
of
debauchery.
Meepo.
Yeah, exactly. No, so they give him Huskar. Huskar was very popular in
Huh.
the sort of the quarterfinals. We
I
haven't seen
don't
him
think
quite as much
Huskar
lately.
is that bad because he can also jungle. You can do jungle Huskar.
Kinda. I actually haven't seen it too much. You can. I don't think it's very good.
No, it's not. Listen, we're talking. You have to like lower your
No. I
expectations.
understand, but I think it's not even up to the standard of like your Bloodseeker jungle or something.
No, it's way better than Bloodseeker Jungle.
Is it
The
really?
only issue it's easier if you have the random gold because then you're really
Hmm.
close to Morbid Mask.
Well, he doesn't have random gold, but yeah.
No, so you gotta pull till you earn 300 gold,
Right.
and then you just buy a Morbid Mask and you just sit
Hmm.
there and life's still happily away.
I mean, even his damage will still be pretty
No,
bad.
because the
Then.
the third ability is ridiculous.
Sure. No, I get what you're saying. So they're gonna, Empire are
Huh?
gonna hand
Nobody's.
them Ricky and Phantom Assassin. So they are gonna try to do the load up with melee carries approach still. The nice thing about giving them Ricky is that Huskar is gonna be able to sort of chew on that Ricky quite a bit. Um, Whereas maybe Huskar has a lot more trouble killing off your Spirit Breakers of the world, but definitely on a Ricky, he's a holy terror. But yeah, no Meepo yet. It's because they fear him, Mearis. They fear the strength of the Meepo.
I don't understand. I think this is such a no-brainer.
He's too good. He's too good. Well, actually, I don't think it's that he's too good necessarily. I think this is sort of a complicated game of bluffing that's going on here.
Yeah, I
Like,
think this
I
is
think
one of
that
those
that
things that.
Dutch freak all talk from last game is weighing heavily upon the minds of everyone involved in this draft.
Wow, so this is like just mind games upon mind games,
It
like
is. It's
saying
11
I'm
dimensional
going to like
chess.
win this hand using like 2-7,
Right.
and then they're
Those
like,
are the Meepo numbers. Yeah, no, I definitely think there's a game of 11-dimensional chess being waged about this Meepo pick or lack thereof. You can see both teams digging into their reserve time.
since he used the
You can
11
see that
dimensional.
actually Team Empire has 27 seconds left of reserve time, and 2 and 7 are the Meepo numbers. So
Maybe this is like,
you can just see, wow, they're using up all of their reserve time. There is no way that they're not discussing Meepo right now, right?
yeah,
Like the Meepo is the talk of the town right now. You pop up the New Yorker, the first page is just all about.
yes,
There we are. There we have it. We have it.
got meepoed.
They burned their entire reserve on trying to figure out. I'm sure Dutch Freak was like, "No, give me Meepo. Let me have Meepo." But he wouldn't have made it through the bans. He would have gotten banned. So.
Also, Meepo's gotta be the most retarded looking fucker. I mean, come on.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
no, look at
Oh,
him.
so
He's like,
Empire bans PL. So they don't want to see him, even though they were excelled with him last game. Do you think that's because they already have Blow Your Brains Hero? Is he going to be a hard carry solo mid Meepo?
I don't think Meepo can hard carry at all.
Meepo can easily hard carry. You don't know nothing.
Wow. So, okay, so it's gonna be Husker Jungle. Meepo. No, Meepo can't go mid. I mean, okay, let me
No, Meepo
to
can't
put
go
it
mid.
into
I
context.
wasn't
Like
actually serious.
when
Meepo's not going
I've
mid.
seen Dendi try to play Meepo, and Dendi
Right.
loses with Meepo. I've
I'm
also
telling you, it's because it's such a specialized skill set. Like, there's probably some person out there that is just excellent at Meepo. But it's the problem is, so you have Admiral Bulldog, right? So he's a pro player who is amazing at one hero, and that hero is Lone Druid. It's really good to be the one guy in the world who's amazing at Lone Druid, because Lone Druid is an incredibly versatile, very high-powered hero.
yeah, but it simply
It's
means
maybe
that
not
everyone's
so
gonna.
good. It's maybe not so good to be the one person in the world who's really good at Meepo, right? Because at best, Meepo is sort of quite situational, let's say.
This.
But I'm sure there's somebody who can play Meepo and maybe no other hero at like
So
a
the
near
difference between
professional
being
level.
good at like Lone Druid and being good at Meepo, it's like you can go in like the definition of like socially useful hero, if you will. To use
Yes,
a metaphor that'll
the
be very fair to our
the
watchers.
utils generated by
Yes.
a Meepo on your team are lower than the
Yes.
utils generated by a Lone Druid. And actually, we see a ban on Lone Druid, interestingly. So that's very interesting.
So who are
And then
going to be the
additionally,
int heroes? I think that's an
we see
interesting
two
question.
int heroes. Yeah, that's the question, I think. So we might see a reprise of Invoker, although I'd be somewhat surprised to see that.
Zeus is not banned.
Zeus is. I think he's almost. I mean, he's a horrible laner. He's one of the worst laners in the game, kind of. But
Well,
in
that's
theory,
because Zeus has a
Zeus
really
against
shit
Meepo,
attack.
I would not want to be Empire giving MTW Zeus, right?
Ah, yeah, yeah. Zeus really does horrible things to Meepo.
Yeah,
And you
or
can't
Lich,
nuke her
right?
really
So you do not want to give MTW Lich if you're Empire on and you have a Meepo,
Okay,
because Lich is essentially the worst nightmare that a
there
meepo
are
can
some
possibly
heroes
have.
that you're happy if you see them. Like, okay, let's say if you're bounty hunter, you're happy if the other team has, I don't know, broodmother or something. So
Mhm.
if you're meepo, what kind of heroes do you want to play against, except like bots on easy difficulty?
So bots on easy difficulty. Uh, Meepo is actually pretty good against blinkers. Like you can catch an anti-mage or somebody farming in the jungle, put a net on them with your
Huh?
Meepo that is in that jungle, and then you can poof in all the other Meepos on top
They
of them.
gave them a ranged agility hero,
Yep.
so they
They
might
still
give
need to
them
give him Ogre Magi.
Ogre
They could give
Magi.
him Ogre, yeah.
Yes.
Entirely possible. Now, I happen to think that the stun from Ogre Magi is a pretty good asset on any reverse captain's mode team, but I think that's what
Yeah.
they're thinking. I think with this Morphling, we will see the Ogre Magi as the last pick. Definitely, if you're a Meepo, you would much rather see an Ogre Magi than a Death Prophet because she can silence one Meepo, so he can't poof away,
Oh
or
no no
a
no! But
Lich,
Ogre
or
Magi is
a
terrible. He multicasts. He just one shots at me.
he. No, I think except they're going to have Empire Invoker. This is new tech in this finals. I didn't really see Invoker on any of the earlier rounds, but Invoker is definitely one of the new int reverse captains of choice. And how the mighty have fallen, right? Like, how do you think Invoker feels about having tasted, the first pick heights of Dota, and now he's been banished? Like somebody like Huskar. Huskar's used to it, right? Like Huskar understands that when he's last pick for dodgeball, like that's his life. That's the lot of being Huskar. But Invoker, like he must feel like he's slumming it.
It's this is like the tale of Invoker. It's like that Old Testament tale of what was his name?
Of Job?
Job. Yeah. And like Ice Frog is God, and who's the person
Right.
that's arguing against? Maybe I don't know, like Dendi saying, "I'll still play Invoker even if you nerf him." Oh, Death Prophet,
Yep, so
huh?
they do give him Death Prophet. It's definitely a better choice, I think, than either
Zeus, or yeah.
Zeus, definitely Zeus or Lich or maybe even Ogre Magi. The one danger is, like I said, if you've got a Meepo that's alone, one of the strengths of Meepo is that he can sort of farm with a single Meepo anywhere he wants, and he can always escape by poofing out. But that silence is very dangerous to a solo Meepo because it means he can't actually get away with his poof or
Well, there's
check
also the
Ogre
issue
on.
that PA, like, again, crits one shots Meepo.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's true. That's definitely dangerous to that Meepo. Treant Protector is what they end up giving them.
Huh?
So Treant is a really interesting story to me. Like the tale of Treant, I think is really interesting. It's because before 6.76, Treant sort of was in obscurity, and then some teams like Pulse started running him, and he actually started to become semi-popular. Like, and people were like, "Oh, wow, actually Treant is pretty good." In this sort of Genki composition, usually with a Wisp, and then he got changed in 6.76, and everybody, before the patch hit, like when the patch notes were out, but not the actual patch, everyone thought he was going to get super buffed. Like, they were like, wow, this new Treant Protector is going to be like first pick status. He's going to be like incredibly amazing. And he actually sucks. Like, this was like a complete misjudgment by everyone in the Dota community, including like people as good as like professionals.
Yes. No, no, no. He is really terrible, but I think it's because he.
So wasn't he also, he was the winningest pub hero, right? He was actually the highest win rate pub hero before 6.76.
Really?
Yeah, like didn't he have like a 59% win rate? Like he was higher, he was played far fewer than Ursa and Lich and Lycan, but he actually had a higher win rate than all of them. But and now he sucks. Now he sucks even in pub. Like even in pub he's no longer good. And it's because he had that, I think passives are just amazing in pubs. And so his passive living armor, which was the old ability, was really, really strong. And now that it's not a passive, now that you actually have to hit a button, no pub knows how to use it. They're like, "What button? No, I don't like buttons." So it used to be that it was passive armor and life health regeneration during the day. And now it's a targeted damage blocking ability that you can use on a tower or a hero.
Yeah, remember there was this
Globally.
discussion about him between Cinderin and Puppy,
Right,
and they were
in the top
convinced he
Dota.
was going to be amazing,
Yes,
and they were so wrong.
they were wrong.
They were
So
like
I
wronger
remember
than Thomas Friedman on
Puppy-
Iraq.
They were wronger than Thomas Friedman on Iraq. Well, they weren't saying that he would be good in 18 months. They were saying he'd be good in like 18 minutes, but still. Yeah, it's just it really, really has not panned out
And
for
the
Champ
thing that
Protector.
sucks
And the
about it is
popularity,
that you
he's
can
actually
only-
going to die too. Poor Treant. He's going to
He's
get preyed on. He
Why was-
is going to cast the damage block, and you're going to see how effective it is at blocking damage right now.
At level 1 too, it's incredible.
First victim.
And
Brutal.
Meepo watching while this happens without the ability to do anything.
Actually, I'm on directed camera. I should turn that off. All right, there we go. Yeah, poor Meepo. He did. I think he threw a net. I think it missed. Oh, by the way, I completely called it with hard carry Meepo. By the way, they've got blow your brain on Meepo. So this is gonna be. You are gonna see it. Your doubting Thomas will be put to rest today, because Meepo is going to carry this game. Well, now he's being harassed out of lane.
He's
But
by
at
far
some
my
point
favorite
in the
Christian
future, he's
Saint
going to.
after Saint Assizes. So.
All right, so let's take a look at the lanes, yeah? So we've got, in the bottom, we've got Matchroom on the Riki against Scandal. So the solo lane, Exord Invoker. So this is going to be a completely different Invoker from the Invoker we saw last game. So he is going to pick up farm. He actually went boots very, very early to help him sort of get away from this Riki smoke cloud. And, yeah, just very, very interesting. He's going to get Sunstrike, which will give him global attack presence. And, yeah, it'll just be interesting to watch him. Ricky's still harassing him right now, which is why he actually got the early boots. But yeah, so that's the bottom lane. In the middle lane, we've got Goblak on the sniper, so they're still running sniper mid. I think that makes perfect sense. And they're against Cinderella and Death Prophet. This is kind of a tough lane for sniper, just because he has such low HP, and it's going to be spamming out Bat Blasts on him.
So, but basically, this is a bit of a gamble because they're actually putting their one good hero, Death Prophet, mid.
Right.
Which was one of the heroes that
we got Bullman. Hang on. We got some Bullman action going on here. We'll get back to that in just 1 second, but I really want to see if this Bullman manages to... Oh, yeah, I think Scandal will die. Bullman damage. They can't catch him, though. Look at that Treant Protector heal. It does all of, like, 2% on top of the 80% that the healing potion does. So, Scandal lives there, and that was actually a huge waste of time by Dutch Freak. This is why Spirit Breaker is kind of terrible, right? Like, he can charge in, and it's a stun, but then he does so little as follow-up until he gets a bunch of farm.
Well, as his ultimate's not bad. It's also pretty strong.
His ultimate is good, but he right now is barely level 2. So.
And the patch that tried to buff him, I guess, because if they tried to nerf him in like 6.76, that was just plain sadistic of Ice Rock.
It was a buff, definitely. It was a fairly substantial buff.
No, they buffed his charge, but they nerfed his damage.
What they did was they put the damage on the Greater Bash. So when he procs a bash, it now does vastly more damage than it used to.
Yes, but
his
first of all,
overall
it's RNG.
Sustained damage is worse. Yes, it's RNG.
It makes his laning much worse because you want consistent high damage to get last hits. Yeah,
I think it makes his laning somewhat worse, but I don't think it was a nerf overall. I think it definitely improved his effectiveness in some respects. Oh yeah, and somebody pointed out to me, Empire actually has had a secret drafting strategy here. Check out the colors; it's all blue and green on mTw. They gave mTw the monochromatic team here.
I had someone who is pretty good at Dota but really bad at posting tell me that it was definitely a nerf overall. So I think I'm right.
All right. You told yourself that? I mean, you're pretty bad at posting.
Wow, but I'm not very good at Dota either, so it wasn't me.
All right.
Oh, so there we go. Oh, you see, wow, Tree even fucks up the jungle pull for his own teammate.
I did see that. Well, that's life. So Death Prophet's doing pretty well. He's actually kind of dominating Sniper middle. You can see he's got 18 last hits, the Sniper's 10. I think if the Spearbreaker changes were nerfed overall, they certainly weren't intended as that. It's sort of like a backfiring thing. Like, I think Treant, the changes were supposed to be a buff, and they weren't. Treant's gonna die again. Yeah, this Treant is really saddling them down. He's just so slow.
Did you
he doesn't
notice
have his stealth. I think he should get his stealth. Yeah, I did actually. I mean, again, they want the farm on PA. You can't not farm PA because she's just awful without farm. Consequently, if you've got a Morphling and he's got a lane with the PA, they could have put a mid and put Death Prophet as a support. But I think they thought that Morphling versus Sniper mid, like the new Morphling, he would not be able to deny Sniper any farm at all. Whereas the Death Prophet can sort of keep the Sniper oppressed more.
So actually, how Death Prophet is dominating mid.
Oh yeah, no doubt. He has full rune control, he's getting better last hits, he's harassing Sniper. And they're up 3-0, which is something. Got some good poof in there from the Meepo. I keep an eye on this Meepo. His farm is pretty good. It's second only to Death Prophets, and he's 5 last hits ahead of PA, even though they've gotten way more kills in this lane.
So this Meepo's not going to do anything. except lose the game for.
He's not going to do anything like lose the game. He's actually going to be amazing. I
Wow.
don't. You just have such a lack of faith. I don't. I don't even know, man. I do think mTw are favored. Definitely, it's gonna be tough for Empire to bring Blow Your Brain in a satisfactory way. And I just don't think Goblak is going to get the farm in mid that they really want him to have.
Since we actually discussed this off stream, I wanted to actually bring up to a few people that might be interested, all our watchers, that mTw is actually sponsored by this website, which is not as known as it should be, but llco.org, which is the homepage of mTw worldwide. You can go look up mTw. It's a political philosophy which is highly ascendant. And
You know, I had told someone that you were almost certainly going to make this cast about Maoist third worldism, and I thought you might not because you hadn't brought it up until now. But all right,
this is
I guess the
a
cat is out of the bag there.
a lull in the action, so I thought I'd bring up
Yeah,
to
yeah.
this, the third
So
world.
interesting trade there, where the sniper kills off Ricky, but at the same time mTw kills the sniper, and I think they're going to pick up this tower as well. So yeah, so this jungle Huskar, like I told you, it's not good. Like he has the morbid mask. He did exactly what you said. He's level 3.
Yeah, I told you it's bad.
No, you tried to caveat. You were like
Yes.
you
Well,
were like
look.
you were like David Brooks. The truth is in between on this Huskar jungle. Like you were like, no, it's good. It's better than Bloodseeker certainly, and it certainly is not. That was just a lie.
A Huskar as the
So Blow Your Brain is going to be perfectly safe with this Treant heal that's on him. Just it's unstoppable, really. I think Empire's main problem right now is they've got 2 heroes who just barely hit level 4. They managed to give SS some space with this Meepo
And I
walking
think
away.
their main problem
and they
is
did
they
deny
have
the
a Meepo
tower.
on their
Oh,
team.
and this sniper's dead too. Oh, poor Goblak. He gets 4 versus 1. So I think their problem is this: the sniper's getting targeted repeatedly. They've got a jungling Huskar who's taking forever to actually get farm. He's gonna die. Matchup's gonna pick him off. This is gonna be brutal. Oh, one shot the robot. I mean, this is one of the many problems with Huskar's jungle. Like you need to be low health to do damage, but
Yes.
low health means that Ricky can just walk up and one shot you. I think Empire in a world of trouble, and I think it has nothing to do with the Meepo, who's amazing. Like, if you were Empire, would you come out of this game saying like, "Wow, really, we can never get Meepo again because that really messes us up"? It's more like, "Wow, Treant Protector really is completely useless," and like, "Wow,
But
Jungle
it's more
Huskar
like
is maybe not
all
such a good
this
call."
hero got so much farm, and he's going to do absolutely
Ouch.
nothing for us.
Ouch. I don't. He's not quite up to farming par yet either, because now mTw are just doing like a global rotation where they put 3 or 4 heroes everywhere they want them, and it's just really tough to deal with. In fairness, Scandal has been doing really well. So Scandal's now the best farmed hero on Empire. He's
Holy
doing
shit.
fine down here.
Hold on a second. Meepo at level 5
Yeah.
has 49 base damage? Is that a joke?
Well, think about it this way: at level 6, he has 106 base damage. So in sum, deal with it. Oh, I missed Matchroom. See, I don't know. I think your Huskar pick is going to go down in history as you're going to be on punditshame.tumblr.com for your statement about Huskar jungle.
Dude, like,
Matchroom could just freely. Matchroom doesn't even need to go in a lane. He will get equal farm, getting free kills on Huskar for the rest of the game as he would by being in a lane.
I think you'll find that being wrong as a pundit, it does not actually hurt your ability to get jobs. What, is it just me, or do you notice that one of the creeps has a different color health bar?
Yes. So that's what confused me last game too. I think I don't know. Nobody has Helm of the Dominator yet, so I don't know what it is.
No,
just
and it's
sort
also
of
attacking like the
yeah.
other.
Yeah, this rotating by mTw is just so effective at this point, because what can Empire do? They get the Treant. I mean, they can give the global heal from the Treant, but as we know, that does not do very much. I think Matchroom's gonna kill. Yep, there goes Huskar. Giving away the Ricky when they had the Huskar was just, I don't know. I mean, this Spirit Breaker is a non-factor still, but the Ricky is really starting to threaten that low HP sniper and
that
the low
Huskar.
HP Huskar. Blow Your Brain's doing great. I think he's got the treads. He's got his Basilisk. I think he's gonna start making Vlads probably next. And Scandal, I think, is doing fine too. So they're bright spots in a sea of pain for Empire. Empire really need to figure out. So they're going to abandon jungle. They're going to abandon the jungle Huskar, and they're going to put him
Wow,
bot with
so
Scandal.
it's like
Or
Vietnam
they're going to
all
put him in
over
the
again.
enemy jungle.
You don't retreat and surrender.
Uh-oh, blow your brain. Meepo might get his first death here. Yeah. Oh. I'm going to enjoy a little moment of silence for Meepo right now.
R.I.P.
Yeah, rip. All right, so I don't think Empire can claw their way back into this really. Like the Meepo really isn't at the farm he needs to be at to bring this back, and Scandal definitely isn't. The sniper at this point is completely useless because he's just being ganked everywhere he goes. They have no map control. They have essentially no vision. They're about to lose their last tier 1 tower. Empire MTW is up 13-1. They're at 5k gold advantage. I don't know what Meepo hopes to do by that. That's just a throw. The death line is just, hey. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know. I think this one's pretty much in the bag for
So
MTW.
I think, as a pundit, I said the team with the Meepo loses, and I think I was proven correct.
All right, you were right about that, but you were right, but for the wrong reasons. Because the Meepo, I really think did not have almost any role in them losing here. They lost they lost mid, and then MTW was able to effectively gank the sniper in the mid. The Huskar was a non-factor in the jungle, and now Ricky is just hunting Huskar absolutely wherever he goes. I mean, the Huskar is level 5. They've got level 5, 6, and 6, and meanwhile
Ricky
Death
just
Prophet is
killed
level 10.
Husker again, which you missed.
Yep, I missed on like watching, but I did call it out. I did say that he just killed the Huskar again.
Yeah, but you can just say that randomly and be correct. So that's not good.
A stopped sign saying Huskar is dead is right many times a day. Yeah, Huskar is 0-5-0 and Goblak is 1-5-0. Scandal, who's doing the best on their team, is 0-0-0. And now we got so SS's ult is down, so they're stunned. But at this point, they just don't have enough damage. Like, they just can't actually kill anybody. They might be able to kill Cinderin. They do kill Cinderin, but that's sort of cold comfort. They lost the sniper again. Matchroom is safe in stealth. Matchroom's actually low health, and I bet he still kills the Huskar. I bet they turn around and kill Huskar. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. Oh, they changed their mind. They started, but they decided not to.
Oh.
But
Yes.
this, I think SS is going to die again too. Yep, Matchroom's going to go in low health. He doesn't even care. He's just going to pick him up. This Ricky is now 8-1. Brutal. I mean, this is like pub star Ricky. Oh! Someone took a contract out on him?
Oh! Do you see the big sunstrike?
That's what I was just talking about. Are you behind me? You might be
Yes.
behind me. Are you watching my stream rather
Of
than
course.
actually... Oh, okay, okay. You didn't buy a ticket? You're not supporting ATOD?
No.
You know, the fan favorite team gets a portion of the proceeds from the tournament, in addition to it being used to
I am
the prize
supporting MTW directly by donating to llco.org.
I thought you were going to say you're supporting MTW directly by following the principles of Maoist revolution. Excellent. Did you see that amazing invoker play there? Scandal is really the only person who's having a good day today at all. That was really good Yule's Sunstrike Meteor combo right there.
Yeah, but that's the thing that I was going with. It's if you put your one good hero in a place where he can thrive, you're gonna get the payoff that hero will do well, but
Right.
at the price of basically fucking over everyone else.
Well, in this case, Meepo hasn't really done quite as well as maybe they were hoping. They were not able to give him as much support top as maybe they would have hoped. Mostly that's because Treant is not a good support hero. He doesn't actually give you that much in a support lane, especially if he's not getting levels. And they didn't get anything on Goblak, and Huskar was unable to either do any support or jungle. So the Meepo didn't actually have the protection and didn't actually get that great farm. At this point, Meepo has 52 last hits, which is it's almost on par with Tulix, which is good considering how far behind they are. But it's not nearly enough for Meepo to actually get the Vlads or anything else that he would really want.
Well,
or the mech,
the
which is
first,
actually what's
you need
making
mech. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first
you need-
item that you need
yeah.
on Meepo. But
Yeah.
that's not enough.
Yeah, no, definitely. Actually, you can go Vlad's if you want to quick Roche. rather than the mech first. But definitely in a game where you're just getting pushed all over the map, you need the mech very very quickly.
Okay, since the game is paused, can we do shoutouts and sort of? I would like people to follow me on Twitter, and so for
If you
instance,
want, but you don't have a Twitter.
my Twitter account is IDF spokesperson. You can follow me there. I'm tweeting right now about. I encourage you to follow me on my. Yep. So you'll see updates about a game of Dota, metaphorically speaking. But,
And who are the Radiant and who are the Dire on your Twitter?
well, the Radiant, of course, the IDF.
Okay.
Right. I can't really speak much about it because there is
I'd
some
like you
classified
not to.
information. But yes.
All right. And do you have any other social media that you would like people to follow on, Mearis? No, but in all seriousness, you can read Mearis' statistical Dota work on Dotaholic.com, which is one of the sites that sort of chronicles all the matches of Dota and what actually happens. He hasn't updated in a while. I wish he would update more often because all of his stuff is actually super interesting and has valuable information.
But yeah, when I get a little break from work, I will. I've just been somewhat busy. But yes, I really should. There's interesting stuff to write about. So, Scandal is now go.
Yeah, they're gonna. It looks like they're gonna resume. Honestly, I think Empire could probably keep their head high and just yeah. I don't know. I think they could probably GG out of this. I don't think they will because they have the heart of a champion, but I do think that they probably could.
Well, yeah, there's this thing in StarCraft. People, well, no, you see Koreans fight all the way to the end usually, even when it's obviously hopeless.
Matchroom's actually. They might actually get Matchroom. Nope. They don't have any damage.
And Ricky once again.
Watch this poofing. Watch. Oh, damn it. I take it back. The poofing was not up to par. It was a poof goof, you might say.
You know. Oh, there goes Meepo.
Yeah.
Using poof as a verb might have other implications.
No. It doesn't. I think you mean as a noun. But did somebody else die? I think Warlock took down Sniper in mid. Yeah, no, I think he did. But Warlock might. Nope. Yeah, this Huskar. I see more and more why Huskar is a strong pick in reverse captain's wood. Like, I think in pub people run him mid and it's somewhat effective. But obviously Empire couldn't afford to put him mid. Like, what would the Sniper do? Like, jungle
Support
sniper.
Jungle
support Sniper.
He
blow your brain. He runs
he's got
in. He's
really
gonna
long
run back out.
range harass.
Right. That's true. That's true. He does have pretty good harass, but you know, if he's support, he doesn't have the damage items to actually make his harass do more than like 30. So they are gonna GG. I called it by BT dubs. And so this is gonna go to a game 3. And so since this is a best of 3, the next game will be the deciding game. And so the questions are: will Meepo avoid the ban phase? I'm guessing not. And sort of what? Who do you think are favorite for the third game, Mearis?
I'm going for mTw. I think mTw have what it takes.
I think mTw's drafting has consistently shown.
I think Syndron is just generally one of the more clever Dota 2 players. This is not a hard, like big competition, but he's like a really.
It's a reasonable prize pool too, though. Let's know. ATOD is pretty serious. It's serious business, and it's I think great exposure too, because I think people who normally don't watch that much Dota, just because they don't really care about the outcome of anti-mage versus anti-mage battles, are interested in ATOD because it's the heroes you actually see in a pub, like. I'm not going to see amazing Wisp global ganking if I go out there and play my medium rank games, because people just aren't that good. But what I will see is Spirit Breaker Death Prophet ganking, right? Like, that's much more likely.
Right. So if you want tips on how to play your pub star heroes, this is the correct tournament.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And the tip is, no matter how many carries you have, you should probably still give the PA farm, just because she's that bad of a hero without farm. You notice that Tulix has actually been rocking this Phantom Assassin avatar all the time because he knows Phantom Assassin is going to be in every single game.
But again, maybe that's one of those like mind games upon mind games upon mind games.
It might be. You gaze into the face of Phantom Assassin and think, "Oh wow, we better pick up Phantom Assassin."
Speaking of gazing into, I just noticed that Enigma, one of the things that he says is when
I
you play.
also gaze into you.
I
Yeah, yeah,
also
yeah.
gaze into you,
Right.
which is a reference to Nietzsche, which I really didn't like. I was just, oh wow, that's pretty cool.
So it is a reference to Nietzsche, but I think actually that phrase has become genericized in like the discourse in the English language in general. So like I think a lot of people know about gazing into the abyss who've never read Nietzsche or what have you. I think it's just sort of like a phrase that people know about now. Not like a pop culture reference per se. Well, pop culture among people who have posters of Nietzsche on their teenage bedspreads, but which you may have had. I would not be surprised to learn that you
No,
had
no,
that.
no. I used to read Bertrand Russell as a teenager. No, devoured the car. Yes.
All right, so we're about to, I think, start up on game three. I don't actually know what the status is, but I do know that that's going to try to be the tiebreaker of this game. And yeah, I think in both times I was actually more impressed with MTW's drafting, but Empire managed to just out tactics them in game one, and so they were sort of just able to pick on MTW's choices. And I really think that the shrapnel sniper in the middle was just really bleak.
See,
I think the shrapnel sniper is
see,
not
this
a
is
good
one of
time.
those things where I think being a pub star, but in a pub star game, like the first item you'll build on Sniper, almost always is Assassin's Blade. Not because it's good, it's terrible, but because he has absolutely no escapes whatsoever, and you know
So
your
for
teammates
for
aren't
those of
gonna
our
help.
readers, for those people watching who only play good video games, I think Mearis means Shadow Blade.
Oh yes, Shadow Blade. Yes, yes. No, it's actually called Lothar's in the other game. So no, no, no.
It's called Lothar's in Dota One. Lothar is a figure in Warcraftian lore, so I think they couldn't reuse the
Oh,
name.
oh yeah. Okay, no, no, fair enough.
Yeah, so in
Yeah,
Dota 2 it's
it's
just called Shadow Blade.
yeah. The whole copyright battle between Blizzard and Valve over Dota was really interesting because isn't Blizzard also working on Blizzard Dota as well?
They
Like,
are, but Blizzard Dota is like yeah, it's sort of a distillation of certain aspects of Dota games. I don't know when that's scheduled to come out. I feel like it should have come out already, but it is Blizzard, so I don't know. Yeah, they are. They're making a Dota. It's a Dota-like. I think towers are almost completely powerless, and I don't think there's even last hitting. I heard that there's no last hitting. So
wow. Well,
yeah,
it's interesting because it's sort of getting to be a slightly crowded market. There is a League of Legends, which it's terrible for so many reasons, starting with the pricing model, which is worse than Hitler. There's
worse. All right. We'll put that down as a quote from you.
yes,
I'll use it
but
actually in the stream header that League of Legends is worse than Halo. I actually think League of Legends is a fine game, but I agree that the pricing
no, the
model is a
pricing
little.
model. I mean, the game itself, I think it's like a dumbified Dota without denying. But the whole pricing model, it's yeah, it's horrible.
Sure.
Then there's Heroes of New Earth, which is basically Dota 2 but made worse. So they've
Yeah,
got the,
Heroes of New Earth is pretty bad.
and it's got, if you can believe this, it's got a worse community than Dota. It's hard to believe
I
this, I
think
know, but
easily worse than
you
Dota.
have to experience it to believe it. Like it's
Oh wow,
incredible
sorry,
how
sorry, sorry. Breaking news alert. It's not called Blizzard Dota anymore. It's actually Blizzard All Stars. So
this.
that's I don't even know how to
Okay.
deal with that. I thought that
It,
that was like there was like PlayStation All Stars and that was the Super Smash Brothers clone. So maybe they're making it a Dota Super Smash Brothers mashup game, which I would play, but I would feel ashamed of myself while playing it, I think.
the one thing that Heroes of New Earth has going for it, which I read and I had a hard time believing, and I went to check for myself. But they actually basically have separate servers for players from South America and separate servers for players from Russia, and they cannot queue outside of those servers.
Right, right.
So
I told
you
you about
never
yeah, I told you about the Borderlands thing, right?
know.
So when they launched Borderlands 2, they actually launched a completely different on Steam. If you were in Russia or in any, actually not just Russia, if you were in any of the CIS nations, you got a specially coded version of Borderlands 2 that had no ability to play with anybody from outside of the CIS nations, and it was only in Russian. So even if you lived in one of the CIS nations that doesn't speak Russian at all, you would still have to play the Russian version of Borderlands 2, and you could only play like multiplayer games with other people from CIS.
What do people like? Do Russians have a particularly bad reputation, even like outside of MOBA games?
So in this case, I think it was more to do with just anti-piracy measures for whatever reason. Like they didn't
Oh.
want the global version maybe being pirated by nefarious Russians to nefarious ends. I think actually we might have our third game. All right, yeah, we are in the pregame. I think they actually started banning, so I'm gonna jump in as quickly as we can. Um, yeah. So Russians sort of becoming the pariahs of the gaming community all around. I think. Uh oh, I'm getting quite a bit of shake here. Thank you, directed camera. All
Oh
right, so
yeah.
we're going to go into the bans right now. So who do you think from the last game is definitely going to earn a ban this game, Mearis?
Well, we're gonna see the classic
Meepo.
bans.
We will see Meepo banned, I
No,
think.
we'll see Spectre banned. That's for sure. Like
We will
Spectre is
probably see
worse.
Spectre banned, but I think we will also definitely see Meepo jump back into the bans. We've had one game with Meepo. I wasn't quite satisfied with the level of meeping that occurred therein, but